Welcome, folks, at Tuesday at 7. We are down here at Loren, Nagi's. If you guys ever been down here, you're probably jealous, just like I am. But we're down here. Do a quick pan here. I know that if you've been down here, you know what kind of a space this is. You may recognize that sphere from Ripley's Believe It or Not. You may have sat on one of these couches in collaboration. You may have poured yourself a beverage at his tables. You may have spun in on on one of these great skateboards too, because I think the Loren, and you might have listened to a bunch of music here as well. But Loren is just finishing up front. I wanted to press the button so that our live was right on time. But we are going to talk to Loren. And we're going to actually just do a little preparation. I love the idea of absinthe. And so we're going to start our program off with a little bit of an absinthe pour. And Loren, you ready?
Oh.
All right.
Wow, look at this.
Thank you for inviting us down to your space.
Thank you.
It's been a while since we were down here last. What was that?
Oh, I'm bad with time.
A year and a half, 2 years?
Last week? No. It's been, yeah. Wow, look at this.
All right. So what we wanted to do is those folks that have been part of the Miller Art Exchange that's been going on for like 30 some years know that I love to open up with a little bit of absinthe for a couple reasons. One is because 150 years ago, the Impressionists, right, and Van Gogh, and Monet, and Toulouse-Lautrec.
Yeah. Didn't he cut off his ear?
Yeah.
Probably from doing this stuff.
Maybe. But back in the day, the artist, because the artist would imbibe over some absinthe, and absinthe was illegal for quite some time, and it recently has made a little bit of a return. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour. You see, there's not a whole lot left in there.
Right.
I'm going to pour this for you, and we have Craig behind the camera. So what we want to do is, first of all, say thank you guys for joining us today. We're going to have
thank you, really.
We're going to have a great conversation here. We're going to talk about the Church of Art. We're going to talk about collaboration. We're going to talk a little bit about your journey. We're going to go ahead and attach our last interview here. So if people are like, no, I want to get to know Loren even more, we'll go back to there as well. But I'm going to go ahead and pour a little bit of this absinthe. We did a European.
I mean, this is like ceremonial, isn't it?
Ceremonial? Yeah.
I think that this calls for the ceremonial robes.
All right.
I'm going to bring them over.
Ceremonial robes for a little bit of absinthe.
Yes. Where's the sleeves on this thing? Complicated looking. Hope they are. There we go.
Wait, is this for me to wear?
Yes, it's for you to wear.
All right.
So
find a sleeve. I'm hiding my Loren Nagi
oh, that's okay. You can wear
T-shirt.
Oh, it opens. They're especially, they have no buttons. That's purposely.
There you go. I'm going to hand that to you. So you can clip that on.
I'm going to put on my robe too.
Well, thank you for having us here and lending your robe and imbibing with a little bit of absinthe here as well.
Where do I clip this guy? Right there. Oh, I think a little felt thing came off.
It'll toss it right on the top there. You guys are going to hear a little bit of
rustling.
There we go.
Nice.
All right, we're good.
Yeah, we could. The robes.
All right, so you said that you had a little bit of absinthe one.
I once, many years ago, I knew nothing really about it. I remember that I tried it, and it was very strong tasting, and I didn't drink much of it. So I really never had the experience that we're going to have here, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah.
So this is really exciting. So what is this sugar you're putting in there?
Yeah. So absinthe. What makes absinthe is not the fennel or the spices or the black licorice. What makes absinthe is wormwood. which is the culprit for it becoming illegal for quite some time. But the wormwood, it was suspect, and it was. I'm sure that that nowadays they would say no, it's not really the case, but it's the wormwood that people would say makes you hallucinate.
Nice.
And so it became illegal for quite some time, and it's made a comeback here certainly. But the reason why they use a sugar cube is because the wormwood, or the thujin in the wormwood, is bitter. So what we're going to do is we're going to provide just a little bit of sweet into our bitter beverage. I'm going to go ahead.
So essentially, you're saying I'm not sweet enough.
Well, we're gonna find out, and you guys, we want you to find that out here as well. But as we're just kind of doing this little bit of a preparation here, what we're here to talk about, or we're here to talk about the Church of Art.
Yes.
And we're gonna talk about the name. We're gonna talk about the vision. We're gonna talk about the first few meetings, and maybe try to create some vision for the Church of Art at a later time. And I am going to. I'm having trouble. There.
Oh, by the way, if you need any utensils, I have spoons.
Do you have a spoon?
Would you like me to get you a spoon? Sure. Spoon, fork, knife.
Spoon would be fine.
Like a teaspoon? Yes.
It'd be easy to fish out shrimp cube with a spoon. But hey guys, if you were with us the last time we gathered a few weeks ago, we were out at Tri-C East. We were there with Mary Urbis and Cara Romano. Perfect, we'll grab the spoon. Cara Romano was out there as well, and we viewed the Skull and Skeleton show.
Yeah.
And that show was quite a show to see, and what great talent from all over, not only all over Cleveland, but certainly all over the state. I think all over the United States was there as well. And
yes, she does.
Yeah, it's
a great show.
Great show. And if you were with us and you shared that video, your name is in that hat.
Ooh.
And so if we draw your name, you get an hour of consultation, ideas with Mary Urbis, who's been a gallerist and a curator for quite some time.
Nice.
And you know what? Let's go ahead and grab that hat, if you would. If you shared that video, and there was a lot of shares here. One-on-one time with Mary is of great value. So we'll grab the winner.
So grab a winner.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want me to read it, or you read it?
Yeah. Go ahead and read that if you don't mind.
PJ Hallowell.
Yeah, PJ. Thank you so much.
Right.
You've never won, but
Look
thank you for sharing. We'll make sure that we put you in touch with Mary, and you'll have that hour of one-on-one time.
I love it.
It's going to be a great time and great collaboration between you and Mary as well. And thank you again for sharing. And what we also want to do is we want to encourage people to share today. And we're going to we're actually going to give away one of these absinthe spoons.
Nice.
We give away an absinthe spoon as it's a giveaway, and if you share, we know it.
And
And
if you want to add to it, let's give away a free portrait sitting. So if someone comes in, I'll do a charcoal drawing of them, or even maybe an oil painting study.
nice.
So we can throw that in if you like.
So as you can
look
see,
at that.
So what we're doing right now is, some might argue and that traditionally that they wouldn't like the ice or the sugar cube, but I like.
I love it. It's beautiful. Look at that. That's
I love
art.
that. It's art. It's ceremonial.
Yeah, this is incredible.
And it gives the sugar just a little bit of
Caramelized.
Yeah, caramelized taste.
Right. Nice.
And so the absinthe, which is high alcohol content, we drop the sugar cube in, we lift it up,
It burns too.
caramelize it, and then what we do is we then grab the ice water, and as we drip the ice water into the cup, is when we release the green fairy.
Nice.
And you'll see the chemical. Actually, we're going to start over here. Craig, we're going to start with yours. We're gonna do a kind of a slow drip here. This one's coming out. We may just be doing some pour.
Yeah. Oh, it's good. It's dripping through.
Is it dripping through?
Yeah. There it goes.
You see that? You're going to see when it turns. And back in the day, point where you get that chemical change was when they said that was when you would release the green fairy.
Nice.
Every absinthe has a little bit of a different loosh. Times it was like 10 drops. Sometimes.
By the way, if you like, I can get a flashlight to point at it.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, I have one sitting right in the other room. I'll go grab it. It's right over here.
And Mary, Kara, thank you for having us out last week. What a great time that we had a few weeks ago, and I heard that the sales have been wonderful as well.
Oh, look at that! It's gold in color now. That's beautiful.
So we got the shirt coming down there. I'm actually going to pour a little bit of that water in. And what we want to do is encourage people. We want to encourage people to go ahead and share this. See how solution right now?
Yeah.
It's turning cloudy.
Oh, look at that.
About ready. And what folks normally do is they would then go ahead and drop in. Stir in. And they would call this, releasing the green fairy. But it's a chemical. It's a chemical change.
I love it. Yeah, don't worry about the table. The table's fine. All right.
We're going to go ahead and pour this next one in. Now, this is a different one. And
so this is an art.
This is an art.
So the Church of Art celebrates art and worships art because one of our key belief systems is that as human beings, we are all artists. And I believe art is celebrating the aspects of aesthetics in life, that there's no right or wrongs, and that we all have that innate ability. So I'm against the elitism of art, because I believe that we who call ourselves artists, we put our paintings and sculptures in frames and call ourselves artists because we're in a gallery. But meanwhile, an example, abstract expressionists react to a color that they put on the canvas. So the abstract expressionists might put some red paint on there and go, oh, I want to paint a black stripe next to that. And oh, some yellow dots over here. There's no right or wrong, it's their feeling. You can go to any person shopping at your neighborhood mall, and they have a pair of black pants, and they say, I think I want to have yellow socks to go with these black pants. No right or wrong, but this is their aesthetic choice that they made. So now what makes a good artist is one who has a passion toward those things, and they study it and they get better at it. I see you have a little bit of a passion for this absinthe thing. So you're studying, good absinthe from not as good. I've never seen anything like this. It's amazing.
So I'm going to hand this over here to Craig. And I'm going to hand this one to Loren.
Thank you.
You're going to see yours looshed differently. And we're going to go ahead and tip this back to the art community here in Northeast Ohio, in Ohio and beyond. And we're going to talk about the idea of collaboration, pulling people together, the idea of art. And I want to talk to you about, what you're hopeful to see over the next several years.
I love it.
Hear, hear.
Cheers.
Hear, hear.
Cheers, Craig.
Thank you guys for joining us.
So just sip on it?
Sip on it. Your absinthe does not have the black fennel, because you were saying that the black licorice was something that wasn't...
It tastes fine. Yeah, and I wouldn't have been against the black licorice, but this is fine. This is good.
All right.
I like it.
So, folks, in the very bottom left-hand side of your screen, there's an arrow. It's a share button. When you share this video, Facebook will prompt you as to what to do next. You could share it to a friend. You could share it to the group. You could be the first one to share it into the Church of Arts or into the Artists of 216 or to your friends list. But when you share, we know it. And we're going to draw a name, our next gathering. And we're going to send an absinthe spoon so we could kind of celebrate the art together. And we're also going to give you a free sitting.
A free portrait sitting. I love it.
What a great, generous gift for you. And thanks for having us here as well. What we want to also do is encourage people to ask questions, to make comments, and if you have a link that you think would be meaningful to this group, and then share it there as well. And thank you. But Loren, Church of Art, where did that? Tell us a little bit about where that idea began.
All right. Well, here, let's start with. We've all heard the saying, "Great minds think alike." That's false as hell.
That's what we've heard, right?
That's false. That's bullshit. Great minds are unique. In fact, very different. We all came from different places. We all have we've learned from different influences in our lives. Each of us is a unique piece of art. Our brains are all, there's no one like us in the world. Out of the billions of people, we are each unique, and our brains are unique. Our thinking is unique. And great minds are unique, and they have each their own style, their own findings, their own expertise, their own not so expertise. Boy, there's a lot of things I couldn't even, a 3-year-old could do better than me. And there's other things I can do better than most experts. And we each have that in us. So I don't like the elitism of art for that reason. So you were going to ask about my thoughts on collaboration.
Yeah.
Well, what happens when you're thinking yourself, I brainstorm for ideas, and ideas come from other ideas, bad ideas, good ideas. There's really no such thing. Idea is just an idea. And but ideas, even not so, ideas that don't work can give you other ideas that do work. They're all connected. It's a flow. Now, that's just one person, myself, thinking that way. What happens if you get 2 people and we both bounce off each other? Oh, I like your idea, but what if we did that with this idea? Now we're bouncing with 2 people. Now, can you imagine 50 people? Think of the exponential possibilities. So myself, I have 1 million possibilities, if I had the time, to think of ideas toward a project, a solution, an art piece, you name it. Now you get 2 people. It's not double the 2 people bouncing off each other. It's multiplied.
Right?
It's cubed. Now do that with 50 people. There are billions of possibilities to come up with incredible ideas. Now we're talking about collaborations here. We also each have skills. You know, I can swing a hammer. I'm a carpenter. This guy, I'm horrible on the computer, but wow, look at that techie person who loves computer work. Look at the person who does podcasts. Think of all the help that we could all contribute to one project. Mm-hmm. So anyway, that's my start. But I don't want to keep. Go ahead and ask.
And that's absolutely the case. And I love that while great minds don't always think alike, I think the collaboration is a great thing to add. You know, without exception. Now, granted, listen, I think some great art happens. You know, but I love the collaboration, and I think in 2025. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Collaboration, and I think the idea of putting eyes. Now, sometimes I'll write something, and the intention is that nobody read it, but It's the process of writing that's important, like a journal or so.
Yeah.
However, I think as artists, I think many of us, our intention is for our artwork to be seen. When we collaborate, that's when things can really push to large audiences. That's when we can build networks. That's when we can, gather together, not a Crayola box with, 8 colors or 16 colors, but our Crayola box is 116 colors or 236 colors. And now we can, paint or create a vivid, colorful creation. And we're interested in what you guys think too. But the Church of Art isn't just a concept, right? Because there's already been meetings.
We have meetings and we have ideas already. And let me explain the way it actually works.
Yeah.
As the Church of Art, we are all equal people in it, equal creative thinkers, and we all present our ideas. And let's say, for example, there's 50 people in the Church of Art. Maybe 10 people might love this one person's idea. Well, those 10 people can join that person and collaborate with them in building this thing. So let's make, for an example, let's say the artist here thought of an idea of making a 16-foot sphere and placing it in front of the city hall. Okay? But that person, he doesn't know how to, he great idea, but he doesn't really know how to, he doesn't have a saw and doesn't saw wood. He doesn't, doesn't have the space to do it. He doesn't know how to promote such a thing to get the news to come see it. Many possible things that would make it difficult, if not impossible, for him to realize his own idea. It's a great idea, but it's very difficult for some ideas to become reality. But with the Church of Art, one guy said, I was a carpenter. I used to frame houses. I can help build that ball. I know how to build a sphere, hammer and nails and screws. Another person says, I'm an engineer and I can figure out the radius and the diameter of the sphere and how much wood we need. Another person might say, oh, my uncle owns a wood scrapyard. We can come up with all kinds of free lumber. Look at all the things that people have to offer for one project. And that project can then become realized. One other person might be great with media and marketing and get it on the news. I personally have a lot of connections with what is it called? Press releases. Yep. A lot of them. So we want news to come see our projects. A lot of artists don't get seen. They're frustrated. They make nice paintings and drawings. They're talented, and no one ever heard of them. As the Church of Art, we are all going to be noticed together. It's a collaboration. And when you think about it, the Beatles were a collaboration. The Beatles, when you hear a song, you don't say, you don't think, Paul McCartney wrote that song. The Beatles wrote that song. 4 guys got together. One was good on the drums. Another one was good on the guitar. So on and so forth. Their collaboration made the Beatles. Alone, there would be no Beatles.
Yeah.
So that's the Church of Art. It's that concept. But there are only 4 people that made the Beatles. Think of 50 people, 100 people. We want more people to join. The more ideas, the more talent, the stronger we all are.
Now, is there a there's a Facebook group, the Church of Art, which we've connected right here. And so we want to encourage the folks who are joining us today, not only to share as a collaboration piece,
right.
Because the data suggests, right, that every time a share occurs, 100 more people see the video. So 30 shares, 3,000, 40 shares, 4,000, 150 shares, 15,000. I mean, and so the idea of collaboration even here is to get the idea out.
Yeah.
So that those folks are like, well, I'm not quite sure that I have a creative bone in my body. Well, join the Church of Art, because then you could collaborate with a group and utilize your skills. And I think that there's something that that when I think about creating artwork, there's times that I just shut myself in my studio and I create. But there is something about creating art in community. With other people, right?
We're a social group.
Yeah.
We're instead of bowling, we're making art.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a social group. It's all about fun. We want to have fun. We want to get famous. We want to make art. We want the news to see us. We want art to be seen. As artists, we're like actors. We have egos. We want to be seen. Well, as a member of the Church of Art, you are one of us. We're all going to be seen together.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there was another point I was going to make, but
while you're thinking
yes.
of that point, the Church of Arts, the name itself, is probably creates some different opinions. I remember even the very first meeting that I was part of, there was people going like, "Why are you calling the Church of Art?" And so tell us a little bit more about the name, figuratively, maybe literally, and tell us a little bit about the different opinions that you might have received on that.
Well, I mean, some people think that it's like trying to take like a religion that you can't belong to another religion. They might have little differences about that.
This isn't a cult.
Yeah, it's not a cult yet. Just kidding. If I drink enough of this. But no, it's basically a church is a place to worship something. And I grew up with art. Not just I, but you did, we all did. Some of us don't even know it, but we're all artists. I believe that's what makes us human. Not language. Dogs can communicate with each other. It's the ability to make art. And what is art? Art is not just painting or drawing or poetry or singing or dance or sculpture. It's everything that we do in life. When you move into your new apartment and you say, I think I want to put the bed over here and I want to put the dresser over here and I want to put a painting above the dresser, you're making aesthetic decisions that are not right or wrong. They're your decisions. You are creating an atmosphere. Yeah. You're an artist. So we want to just celebrate that. That's what makes us human, in my opinion. And so this has nothing to do with being it's not replacing Jesus Christ or anything like that. It's just we worship here art. And we want to celebrate it. We want to enjoy it. We don't want to compete with it. We want to be seen and be part of it and enjoy and celebrate what we're doing. So that's
celebrate along the way.
I thought the Church of Art is kind of fun. And then it's a little bit of tongue in cheek on a church. And, I worn at one time I had one of those Roman or whatever the hats and so it's fun.
In terms of, I am just finishing, and I've read it over a long period of time. I take it like dark chocolate, and that's Rick Rubin's The Creative Act of Being. And what I love about that book, right, is he said, and he poses the idea that there is something supernatural sometimes about creating art, meaning that sometimes we're plugging in, some folks would say, to the universe, to the source. We are releasing a green fairy, we're releasing the muse. Sometimes you're like, I'm in the art zone, right? And there's something compelling about that idea to me. And I have some friends that are like, sometimes when people are together, when people are in the right mind, sometimes they're tapping into a divine act, creating arts. And I think even Doc Loomis had said, creating art is divine. And so another, just kind of throw out, on the idea of Church of Art. But you've already had two meetings?
We had 2 meetings so far.
2 meetings.
The first meeting was like an introductory meeting. It's basically what I'm talking about now.
There were like how many people there?
Oh, there were about 25.
25?
Yeah. And the second meeting, there was a little bit less, but substantial. There's maybe 18 or 20. Mm-hmm. And the second meeting, we were all, the idea was we all bring in ideas. And everyone you would not believe what cool ideas people had. Yeah. And I was like, wow, I want to do that. I want to work on that idea. I want to help with that one. These ideas are out there. They're fantastic ideas. And the talent that we have in here already is amazing. Yeah. Oh, another interesting little point. artists are we have egos. We've worked hard to get where we're at. We've worked, we've mastered something. We've been painting. There's one person in our group that's a sign painter that's, been sign painting all their life. So they're great with lettering. What a great person to have. Now, I used to be a sign painter. Now, one would think if that person is the better sign painter than me, I may be a little envious of that. But no, I want a better sign painter than me. I want a better portrait painter here than I am. I want a more talented artist because you know why? The art that we produce, all our names go on it. It's ours. We share it because we invest ideas into these. We share ideas. It evolves. It changes. So we don't really own it anymore. By bringing our art, and we don't have to bring all our art. I have art that I'm not going to share with the Church of Art. Yeah. I have my own things going on, but I have art that I want to do with the Church of Art. And whatever I present and people work on with me, I might say, oh, let's build that sphere and put it in front of City Hall. Someone else says, let's do a sphere and a cube. Okay, that's a cool idea. Let's do a sphere and a cube. No longer is it my idea. It's our idea. I can't claim that. I didn't think of the cube, but it evolved with that. So that's the beauty of it. It's our idea. Another person might say, let's paint them red and blue. Let's do three, the pyramid, the cube, and the sphere, and paint them the primary colors. That's another person's idea. Wow, I love it. Now this project that originally was my sphere idea is now our idea with primary colors, the three shapes. And another person say, let's make them even bigger. And let's put one at the City Hall and one at Cleveland Public Power. You see where it's going? Anyway, so that's collaboration. It's growing. It's ours. It's not mine. I'm not competing with anyone. I want people's better ideas than mine. I don't want to own the idea only. I want somebody that's better than me in our group. So,
well, if you guys are joining in and you joined in partway through, there's an arrow on the very bottom of your screen. It's bottom left-hand side on Facebook. When you press the arrow, it allows you to share to your friends group or to an art group or to a specific person. When you share, we know it. And next week, we're going to draw a winner. And if your name is drawn, we're going to give you an absinthe spoon just to commemorate our interview today. And then Loren has generously set aside some time that you'll have a chance to sit for a portrait. It could be sketch, it could be charcoal, it could be paint. It's going to be whatever. Right. Whatever evolves.
Strikes, yeah. Right? By the way, I see spirals of green and purple all over your face.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what that is, but if you haven't joined us since the beginning, we're sipping on a little bit of absinthe, and we're going to reach in here because even Craig, behind the screen.
If the camera goes sideways, we'll know why.
You'll know why. One of the things that I've realized, and it was a struggle early on, and I've had some wonderful opportunity to collaborate over the years, and I had an incredible chance, and I might actually present it to the Church of Art at some point. Have done some great collaborations, but one of the things I love about collaboration, besides the multiplicity of, first of all, the network, the knowledge, the skill, and the socializing, but there's something to being with a group that is like, we got to finish this. Because I think a lot of people cross the starting line and they start to get a little bit into the marathon. They're like,
they peter out.
Right?
Yeah,
and you're like,
yeah.
And as a group, you're like, no, we're going to finish this. We're going to take it to the end. Right. And we're going to learn. We're going to celebrate, the finish. And I think there's something to learn with other people to learn from their skill, learn from their ability to finish, and just learn to let go. And sometimes it's hard to do as an individual.
Yeah. Another cool thing about collaboration when you think about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so each one of us are, first of all, miracles, because we are such small, slight chance of being on this planet. Yeah. Our parents met at some random place at some certain time. They could have been with someone else, and we would have never been here. We'd never been here if they didn't meet at that moment. Now let's go a little further. I don't know how many sperm come out, but 10 billion sperm come out, and only one that fertilized that egg became us.
Yeah. So we're walking miracles.
We're walking miracles. Now, take 2 of these walking miracles, or 50 of them, and let them all collaborate on an art idea. Now, think of the miracle that becomes. That's exponentially so impossible. I mean, there's not enough stars in the universe to make the chances of that one art piece happening the way it did with the collaboration of people, when you think about it. Yeah. This is what happens when you drink absinthe.
Yeah, absolutely. And now, I agree that many artists, right? We have egos. If we're going to create something, we'd like our art to be seen. But you've been doing public art, and I'm just gonna like art that exists in public, right? And you found a way to, first of all, don't you have a Ripley's Believe It or Not square?
Yeah, I was in I don't know where it is, but I was in the Ripley's Believe It or Not for living inside of my sphere.
And that's that sphere over there.
Yeah, emo it's called. EMOH, home spelled backwards. Yeah, and then I toured around many big cities: Toronto, New York, Detroit, Cleveland, Cincinnati. A bunch.
Yeah.
And
So not only was your art public, but you ended up in Ripley's Believe It or Not as a square, like an artist who actually lives inside of his art and traveled. But like that is something that I think there's a lot of artists that are like, how does that happen? And well, you have to collaborate with somebody who maybe has already blazed that trail.
Yeah, and by doing larger projects and putting them out there, things happen.
Yeah,
they just happen. Actually, my first sphere that I made, it was an 8-foot diameter sphere, not that one, but a wooden sphere. And when I made it, I said, "This is so cool that it's going to go somewhere." I just knew it. Someone would want it. Something would happen to it. I knew that by creating the art, it would go somewhere. And sure enough, it was for many years at the corner of the Loren Carnegie Bridge, right on West 25th and Loren. And anyway, there was a mishap that happened, and it got tossed and this and that. But regardless, I had a sculpture there for many years, and everybody knew about that sculpture, and I'm proud of that. And as artists, it's our soul that's out there. We want people to see our art, just like actors want to see people see their movies. We have egos. We're proud of what we do. In fact, everyone wants to be recognized for what they do. Yeah. So I believe that, maybe I'm being redundant here, but as the Church of Art, we all are helping each other do that. And that's the beauty of it, because sometimes alone we, struggle. We might make small art that doesn't get noticed. It might be wonderful and beautiful, or we don't have the marketing skills, or we don't know how to get out there, or we don't know how to approach galleries. As the Church of Art, we can make our own gallery. Oh, yeah. Let's have a show. Let's do, that's all it needs is that idea. Yeah. Just thought of it.
And if everybody brings one, you can double your size in a matter of moments.
And we can propose to the news that we're going to have a gallery opening. We can have the news out there interviewing the artists. I think that as a group, we can become large and strong as a arts. What
you're going to do is you're going to create a whole new congregation.
Yes.
Right.
Thank you. I was struggling for words, but
you are no stranger to public art. You've created a little bit of spectacle in your day. Take us back to something that you've done that we want to talk about collaboration. We want to talk about coming together and lifting folks up. But there's been a few things that you've talked about. I'm like,
Oh, I got a beautiful story.
Yeah, tell us that story.
Beautiful story. This is the best collaboration, the best. So a lot of my art centered around satellites and planets and this and that. In fact, my second gallery I called Satellite Gallery. It was an installation gallery in Collinwood. And it was kind of just a pun on the idea of space, and then my arrow pointing up and things going up. And then I made the round ball, which looked like some alien planted it there. Anyway, regardless. So I had a satellite gallery. I decided to make a show called The Moon Cubed. Okay. Now, a lot of my work was sphere oriented. I made round spheres. So I decided to make an 8-foot by 8-foot by 8-foot cube. framed it like a room in a house, like you were building a house. 60 studs, 16 inches on center, and place this cube, and I got a grant to do this, place this cube in Collinwood, and there was enough room to put 32 artists' works that were measured 2 foot by 4 foot, covering this cube, okay? And I found 32 artists, each gave them a piece of plywood, 4 foot by 2 foot, and told them to make art on it. And every artist made their own art, and then we covered this cube with 32 different artists. So it was panels, if you will. It was a gallery. The outside walls were the gallery, not the interior walls, which I'll come back to that in a second. And anyway, and then we had 32 artists who produced works. It was placed outdoors in February in Collinwood, and we decided to have an art opening celebrating that. Well, we had 32 artists promoting this show. Not one artist, not here's my art, not one gallery owner. We had 32 artists that said, come see this show. It was below zero in February on the opening of this show. We had the hugest crowd out there in the snow coming to see the moon cubed. And remember, I said 32 artists in the interior. I had one artist that did 3D sculpture, and I had a door that opened to this cube, and she did the whole interior of the cube. I called her the Queen Bee, and she was the interior artist, so people could go in and see her art, and the rest of it was all on the surface. But it was a beautiful piece. It stayed out in outdoors in Collinwood for several months, and people loved it. It was a huge event, and it was a collaboration that made it successful.
You said, you used a word here, and I think that it may be foreign to some folks, but it makes perfect sense, right, to me, and that is you're talking about a grant, right, which is sometimes, right, as we as artists, we're like, okay, we want to create something, but how are we going to afford, and so tell us a little bit about that, right, because there's something about saying, we want to create something, and that's going to take some money, especially when you create something. Like, I walked by a sphere that was, what, 12 foot, 15 foot?
What, out there?
Yeah.
No, they're 8 foot.
They're 8 foot,
yeah.
It's crazy, but, like, you don't build a sphere for $0.
No. So, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. And so, yeah, grants, and, we have government money and things like that will pay for art just to do things. But the hard part is, some artists aren't great writers, and you have to write a convincing letter and form and this and that in order to get this money. They don't just say, "Oh, here's some money." You have to convince these people that you're doing something good. Yeah. And a lot of artists are intimidated by that idea. I don't know how to write. I don't know how to ask for this. They're going to say no. Guess what? We have a grant writer in our group of the Church of Art already. That's one of the talents, one of the people we have. Yeah. We have someone that's going to get us money. Yeah. How perfect is that? Yeah. So that's just an example of the talents and things that can happen at the Church of Art.
I hear people say, I'm not an artist. I can't draw a stick figure. And those would be people that maybe they put to sleep or their art has been laid dormant for quite some time. What is your reaction to somebody who's like, I would love to be involved, but I'm just not an artist?
Oh, I love that reaction. I love it. You are an artist. What we did right here. So good art is when someone has a passion about something where it's an aesthetic, where there's no right and wrong, but they have a passion about it, and their passion makes them expert at it with their own angle and viewpoint. So when you go to a coffee shop and you see this barista making beautiful designs in your coffee and weighing it and mixing it and doing all these things to make that delicious cup of coffee. This guy goes home, sleeps dreaming about coffee, is excited about coffee, loves coffee, wakes up drinking coffee, and wants to make the best coffee out there for people. Is that art? That's art. Another person would be a dance movement, and they practice and they look in the mirror and they're making their moves. Now, some people might dance and go, here's how I dance, and they're not that into it, but they know how to dance. And They're good. That's art also, but not great art necessarily. Great art is the one who took it further and studied it and worked it because their passion, they loved it. Where am I going with this? Oh,
we had talked about the grant writer.
Oh,
so you're
grant.
bringing in that skill set, and then you're like, well, now all of a sudden we bring in a whole bunch of different skill sets.
We have a lot of skill sets here, yes, and everyone has their skills of things that they love because we all love things. One person might be a dog trainer. Somebody might say that's not art. Yeah, they can't draw a stick figure. That's where we were, stick figure.
Stick figure, yeah.
But dog trainer.
We're not drawing stick figures.
Yeah. This person loves dogs, knows how to communicate with dogs, knows how to make a dog, teach a dog to listen and to this and that.
Yeah.
What a skill, what an art is that?
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong. It's like, look what this dog does. It's an aesthetic. It's something to be seen. That skill would be welcome in the Church of Art.
Yeah.
Think what we could do with a dog trainer. I just pulled that out of the air just now, a dog trainer. I mean, we could do a performance piece out in the park with dogs jumping through hoops and this and that, while another did video projections of cats flying in the air. The possibilities are infinite.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't mean to yell and get overexcited.
I mean, there's reason to be excited about this because I see, you guys can't see Craig behind the camera, but he's smiling. Yeah. He's an artist, an actor, a poet, a writer, and so I see excitement on Craig's face. And maybe the absinthe, and part absinthe, it might be a whole lot of collaboration going on.
By the way, I love this absinthe stuff. Thank you so much. This is great. I love it. I'm hooked. I'm a newbie.
We encourage you folks to first of all participate, and what you can gift us, it costs absolutely zero, is just a share, right? Because we want this idea, this vision to get out to a larger audience. Every single time you press the share button, it gets out to 100 more people. And what we want to do is we want to encourage collaboration, the arts here in Ohio. You don't have to live in Ohio. Be part of the Church of Art.
No. I'm sure it can be done. We could do Zoom online. The meetings can be done on Zoom. So the bottom line is, you don't have to draw stick figures. You don't have to be a great portrait painter. You don't have to be a great sculptor. You don't have to have gone to art school. If you believe you want to create and do odd, unusual things, making art with people, helping in projects, and thinking of your own ideas or presenting your own ideas, then please join us. You're welcome. We don't need your resume.
The next meeting?
Yeah, the next meeting is December 3rd at 7 p.m. So that's not far away.
Not too far away.
Yeah, not too far.
What does a meeting look like?
What does it look like?
Yeah, I mean, so you said you had 25, 30. I think it was probably more like 35 or 40. When I was here that first meeting, because it was a full house.
Yeah, there was a lot of people. Yeah. But it was maybe 25 people. But yeah, I know it looked like a lot. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. What does it look like? Yeah. Well, if you notice, you might see around here a lot of couches, and it's a very comfortable, fun space here.
Take a look at this space.
Yeah. And by the way, we're not necessarily always going to meet here. We might meet at other places. We might agree to a meeting in the park on a beautiful day. We might meet at a museum. We might meet at a gallery for a gallery show that we put together. Who knows what we're going to do? Maybe we'll meet on site at a project that we decide we're going to do. We might divide into different factions. We might several people work on one project and several people work on another project. So a meeting here, it's going to be a fun social gathering. We present our ideas. We talk. Each one of us has time to speak and make friends and
communicate, create some vision, and maybe put some X's and O's. I'm using a sports analogy here, but X and O's that create an offense, right?
Right.
Let's get some things done.
Right. Another point is, this is not a huge commitment. It's not a commitment where you have to come here and you have to make art. You have to join this group or join this person's idea. You might love your own idea and not like anyone else's ideas. Well, that's okay. Come, participate. and your own idea, put it out there and try to get people interested in it, which if it's a great idea, it shouldn't be difficult. And if all of it seems like, oh, I don't like any of these ideas and I don't want to do my own idea either, or no one likes it or whatever, stick around. There's going to be more ideas, more things coming. It's a matter of, it's an ongoing process. There's no commitment. We all have lives. Mm-hmm. This is like you're on the bowling league. You can miss a night of bowling. Yeah. Where no one's going to punish you for it. But we just need the energy to go to make our energy is to have fun, learn about each other, and make art and get ideas and present ideas and produce art.
How much does it cost? Let's get down. How
to
much
join
does
this?
It cost? Yeah.
Get your wallets out. Credit cards. $0.
$0. It costs maybe a few hours of your time to collaborate and to explore what's going on here.
Just come here and show up and talk about art, and that's what we're here for. This is not I'm not making money off of this. This is not a money making project. This is an idea that I want to hear the truth of it. Actually, I'm exploiting everyone that comes to the Church of Art, because every idea that gets made, I'm attached to it. And guess what? Each one of the artists in here is doing the same. We're all exploiting each other. Now, exploit, I guess, means taking advantage of in a bad way. So maybe that's a bad word to use. But think of it that way. We're using each other. If you join the Church of Art, I'm going to use you for your skills of marketing our whole thing with your Tuesdays at 7. I'm going to use you for your creative thinking and your ideas, and you're going to use me for coming here and being able to put your ideas here, and we're all we're a family in a way.
Yeah. So if you guys have never joined Tuesday at 7, we've been gathering for more than 8 years.
Amazing
Most
stuff.
Weeks. It's extraordinary people or weird people doing weird things, and often together. And so the fact that we're here to talk about more collaboration opportunities, right? And it's like when the creative tide goes up, all creative ships rise. And so if you want to be part of a creative project where all creative ships rise, and then I encourage you guys to share, to join us. You may be one of those folks who are just like, yeah, I'm not quite sure I'm ready for this yet. But for those who are collaborative curious, keep an eye on what's going on, because there's a lot of great things that I'm confident we'll witness here, as we move into 2026 and beyond, and I'm anxious to continue. I was here at the opening.
Yeah.
I plan on being here on December 3rd, and I'm excited because I even have some collaborative ideas myself, besides just the fact that we get to sit down, drink some absinthe, and talk about art.
I have to say, I have to tell you guys out there this: the Tuesdays at 7, what an incredible project art that you've done, and you've been consistent with it, and such cool people you've interviewed. I mean, what he's doing and has a passion for, it's successful. And why? Because he has a passion for it. That I think the Tuesday at 7 is a wonderful asset to Cleveland and everything, and that is a creative art project in itself. And I'm so proud to be a part of the Tuesday at 7. So I do suggest that everyone tune in on Tuesdays to his podcast, and I think it's wonderful. And
yeah. I mean, listen, if you want to join the Facebook Tuesday 7 group, we just are promoting each other. We're providing opportunities to collaborate. We're gonna shine the light on collaboration and what's going on here. Folks might be like, I'm not quite sure that I'm ready to participate in an independent film. Well, guess what? We have opportunities. I'm not quite sure that I want to sit for the Potential Cleveland Portrait Artist. Well, we have that opportunity. I'm not quite sure that I'm ready to sit for my own portrait But if you share and your name is drawn and you are not quite ready, you can gift it.
Yeah.
Gift it to a loved one.
Sure
And as
can.
the holidays are coming up, it's a perfect time to share. And I'm anxious to draw a winner next week.
Yeah.
Close this out. Is there anything, as we're kind of looking at the end of 2025, we're looking into 2026, anything, on the vision, like you're like, listen, this is what's coming up here, and you got any teasers, or is it too early to tell?
Oh, yeah. All right, here.
Yeah.
So, first of all, wow, New Year's Eve is coming. We look at all those resolutions we make. We're going to lose 100 pounds and do this and do that and accomplish this. You're going to make that big art. Did I hear you're going to make that big art? The Church of Art. You know what? Come to the meeting. Come to one. If you don't like it, don't come back. You'll like it. You'll be back. Well, I mean, not necessarily. Some people came and some people didn't, but most people are back, and there's energy there and excitement. Energy is what makes the world go forward. Energy. Yeah. We're all about good energy. I am so energetic about this. This is going to work. It's going to happen. It's big. Look at the energy that this guy puts into these podcasts. And it's like energy, and you want to hang with people with energy because it's contagious. And think about what Roger does here. He wants to go to places that are interesting, people that have talent, people that he feels have talents that he doesn't. What does that do? It raises him up. He's got a great show because of that. And that's because that's a collaboration. You're collaborating with everyone you interview. We're doing a collaboration right now. I'm gaining from this. He's gaining from this. We're both winners. Yeah. So anyway, I would like everyone to come for the new year. Come join December 3rd for the third meeting. Bring some ideas if you like. Bring some art ideas. Present them. You'll present them that day. Tell us your thoughts. Teasers, yes. One guy wants to do a sculpture of a transformer from a broken down car and put it in front of the a gay pride building or of some sort, and he wants to make it like the Transformer toys, but a full-size car. Another person wants to do a banner dropping down from the Detroit Superior Bridge with messages on it to the world. I don't remember. We're not at what messages they are yet. Another person wants to paint houses. We gather the group together to paint graphics on houses that are going to be demolished or in neighborhoods where the houses are all boarded up. Let's see. Oh my gosh, this one guy is a graphic designer. He brought a model in of this sculpture that's 60 feet tall that has a screen on the top of it and benches below where people could come and watch films from looking above. It's going to require a grant, but we have a grant writer. So there's some teasers. These are all projects that you can join now. There are new projects going to be in. Some will piddle out, whatever. Some will rise. It's all the energy that comes to them. Yeah. So there it is.
Well, thank you guys for joining us. It is November. We're looking straight down at Thanksgiving here in just a little bit over a week. It's 2025. There's going to be people looking back at this interview in a year, and in 5 years, and in 10 years, and they're going to say, collaboration and the art community here in Northeast Ohio changed my life, and we'll look back at that saying we made a New Year's resolution to connect and to collaborate in 2026. And thank you for giving us a space to gather, inspiration and energy to say, let's get together and see what happens.
Here, actually, I want you to thank everybody again. I'm going to put a spotlight on you.
Wait a minute!
Look at that. There he is. There he is.
The crazy part is when we first started Tuesday at 7, and it was many, many years ago. There was no vision. It was just let's gather and let's see what happens. And 8 years later, and hundreds of people later, like I have gotten to know an incredible group of artists who do incredible work, And it was only because I decided to, back many years ago to collaborate, right, and get to know people. And thank you for bringing an opportunity to collaborate again here in end of 2025.
And, I think our cameraman here should turn the camera around and say hello to everybody.
Yeah, turn it around, Craig, because you've been behind that.
Be a part of this too.
What, 100?
There he is.
How many would you say? 150, 200 you've been
I
filming?
would think so. Yeah. Yeah. That was right at the beginning with you, and I'd say 100.
Yeah.
150.
Thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you.
We will keep you. Thank you for bringing the roads and bringing the space. And thank you guys for your shares and participating as well. We'll see you next time.